Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Blake Damon here, and today I'm going to show you a speed build of how I built my underground 100 baby challenge home. If you guys didn't know, I actually do a 100 baby challenge stream. I stream that on Sundays 9 p.m. Sydney time. So recently I made a new home because the old one was a little glitchy. It was kind of really annoying me. So yeah, instead of punching a hole through my screen, I decided to rebuild the home. Now, I actually built this build for two reasons. Reason number one, my daughter Chicken, she kind of went off on a journey on her own. Episode 17 or something like that. Yeah, she ended up in the beach somewhere, fell asleep, and it took ages for her to get back because she's only a toddler. So I don't want that to happen again. I decided that I would build a house where it would be impossible for the toddler to ever leave. And in order to do that, I needed to use ladders. In this build, everything is underground and the only way to get out is using a ladder. Fortunately, toddlers don't know how to use ladders, so this is good. It's good. It'll keep the child in. The second reason is because my game was glitching a lot. It was really annoying. And I read somewhere that the reason why it was glitching is because my graphics card isn't doing too well. The reason why my graphics card wasn't doing too well was because the lot where I'm at, there's a lot of things going on. There's the beach, and there's other Sims walking around. All these things apparently take up memory in my graphics card, which is why it slows down and glitches sometimes. In order to combat that, I decided that I would build underground. Because when you're underground, the only thing you can really see is the area that you've built. Everything else around you is black. It's like an abyss, which is good for the graphics card because then it doesn't have to think about, other Sims, the ocean, the trees swaying, all of that, which makes for a better gaming experience. And so far, I can attest that actually works. I think last week I had a stream and yeah, actually pretty good. Everything went smoothly. I recommend if your game is glitching, please build underground. Now, a lot of people in stream actually noticed that this build was very similar to an old build of mine called Cute But Not So Quaint, or I don't know, it was an old build. It's like Quaint But Not So Cute or something like that, which basically had like this old, beautiful, sort of like tiny home, like in ground level. It looked like a little farm area and with like a broken down fence. Very cute. I actually like that build. But when you go inside the house, there's a set of stairs and you walk down the stairs and it opens up into this beautiful underground modern house. So anyway, I got the inspiration from that and I pretty much build the living room, the library and the bar in the exact same way that I did that build. In fact, I'll actually leave a link of that build in the description down below for you guys so you can download it, play with it, have a look at it. It's actually really nice. Now, when I built that build, I didn't have all the packs, so I didn't have as much stuff to play with. But now I've got a lot of stuff. I got too much. I've got every pack. Even though I have every pack now, I just sort of limit it to a single style. So with this one, I was going with a spot color of blue, very neutral tones other than the blue, and keeping with a modern theme, a lot of browns. I think brown and blue look really good together. I really like the glass doors and the glass windows. I like how it opens up the place. Otherwise, it feels very confined and compact. We don't have any views here. There's no scenic vistas, no ocean views, nothing like that. And in an underground home, it can feel like really suffocating to be underground. So in order to combat that, we kind of have to make it appear as open as possible by having the glass windows that kind of open up to all these different rooms. That way it doesn't look like walls everywhere. I was gonna go for a bigger pool for this room, but I decided to keep it as a lap pool. So people can just sort of like do laps along the pool, and that should be enough, right? So I add a sauna and then a gym on the other side. You know what, I actually honestly have not seen my Sims use the sauna at all. It's not a thing that they actually do by themselves. I don't know why. I should actually just make them do it every now and then. I wonder what the benefits are for using a sauna. I don't know. Anyway, I will figure that out and it's probably there for a reason. I really like this toddler room. I tried to sort of mimic how I did the other rooms as much as I could. So, you know, the beds on either side, but I didn't really have partition. And I think that's okay. I don't think toddlers should be kept apart, or need a partition really. They're toddlers. They should socialize together, you know? My initial idea was for the toddler room to be connected to another bigger room, which would have the, you know, the thing with all the balls in it, the ball pool, is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called. And like the obstacle courses and stuff like that, and that way they could sort of play while building those skills up. But those things are just too big. They're really massive. So I decided to just keep it to a minimum, keep everything inside one room. That way it's a little easier to kind of get them to stay in one area where I can spot them. So here I was actually thinking about changing the library room into the study room. That's why I deleted all the bookshelves, got rid of the fireplace, and put a nice long desk there for nice 3 computers. I think later on I do change it back because I wasn't really feeling it. So excuse this detour. I didn't cut this bit of filming out because I wanted you to see my process, I guess. I wanted you to see how I work. Because when it comes to building, it's not as tidy as I make it out to be. It's very messy. There's a lot of moving things around. There's a lot of moving rooms around. There's a lot of demolishing. And that's why I always plan my builds before I actually build them. Otherwise, it's too messy. It's everywhere. Sometimes I have parts of rooms in different parts of the land, and I try and like slot them all together and hopefully build something that makes kind of sort of sense. I hate it when builds don't make sense. I hate it when builds have like the toilet at the front with the kitchen and the dining and then the living room at the back. Feels weird to me because I could never imagine a house like that. I really like to make my houses make sense. So, you know, when you come in from work, you want to be in the living room. I like to have that in my Sims houses. I know the Sims don't care, but I do. Now, of course, I had to make my moneymaker. My moneymaker is my garden, my massive, massive garden. These things are doing really funny things because I would click on the spot that I wanted them to go, but they'd always appear in a different spot. So eventually I get to this point where I just click and place everything, and then after that rearrange everything to how I wanted it to be, instead of just fighting it, like click and then drag and then click and then pick it up and then drag it over to where I want to be. Oh, it's getting really annoying. Here the trees didn't fit on the ground. I think I eventually lengthened the walls, make them a little bit taller. Otherwise, I cannot have a garden. I mean, I could have had a garden, I could have kept these trees up top, but it's really weird to do a supercell when all the plants are kind of in different spots. I like having it all in one spot. I like doing the supercell in one hit. Otherwise, it just takes up time, and really, Lucy does not have time to do anything but take care of her babies. I keep meaning to go through all the garden stuff that I've got, I mean all the plants that I've got, and just deleting all the plants that don't do so great, that don't give me that much money, and then just putting roses in instead. But I do like some of the plants because they give me fruit and vegetables and herbs, and I actually give those produce to the toddlers so that when they need to eat or when they're hungry, I just get them to eat that instead of taking them to the kitchen and putting them on the chair and then feeding them, and oh my god, that's just no. Oh, I do not have time for that. They can have like apples and pomegranates and also it gives them buffs anyway. Whenever I get them to eat vegetables and herbs and fruit, they get really happy buffs for a while, so I would recommend it. Highly recommend getting your kids to eat fruit and vegetables. And now I'm at the top, I'm on ground level, and I'm trying to make myself a convincing tiny home. Actually, when I showed this in stream to everyone, like I showed everyone the house, I said, so this is my new 100 baby challenge home, and it was just like a 4x4 room. It was funny. They were like, what? How are you gonna fit 8 people in there? It was funny. It was a good joke. I laughed a lot. But yes, they found me out eventually. I got busted. The ladder, it gave me away. But no, I don't think it'd be possible to actually fit 8 people inside a 4x4 home. You'd have to feed everyone somehow. You'd have to like put places for people to sleep somewhere, somehow. That'd be too hard. I couldn't do that. Now, I had problems trying to pick a color for this house. I don't know why it was so important for me. that the house be pretty when it's not even the main event. I mean, sure, you know, it's important for it to look good, but it already kind of looks okay, so I don't know why I was fussing with it so much. I get pedantic about things sometimes. I have no idea why, but it turned out okay. Now I'm doing the nursery. The nursery idea came to me when I had this extra room. I didn't know what to do with it. I was going to keep the babies in with Lucy in her room, but I decided a nursery would probably be better. That way Lucy can actually sleep in her room without getting waken up at like odd hours. And yeah, that's how the nursery room was born. I decided to put the speaker up there because that speaker is going to be playing lullabies 24/7. I need that baby to sleep as much as it can. And now I'm just doing some finishing touches, I think. I'm not really doing a lot more with this. I think I had an extra room, but I didn't really know what to do with it, so I just sort of left it. And I was like, you know what? If I need a room, I'll just use that room. But for now, I'll just sleep with B. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna finish up the top bit. I'm gonna make it look pretty as I possibly could. And then I realized that I was going to get a butler for my next stream. Because see, in my other stream, I have a Rags to Riches stream. I have my sim and he has a butler. And I decided that here in this 100 baby challenge stream, I would also have a butler. And now I am doing flybys. All in all, I actually like this build. It's really nice. It turned out better than I thought it would. I don't know why I thought it would not be so good, considering the one it was based off is actually okay, so therefore this one should be okay. Anyway, as a builder, I always have my doubts about my abilities, but we all do, don't we? And that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you made it this far, don't forget to reward yourselves by giving this video a like and subscribing to this channel. If you have any comments or any suggestions or just love to chat, please feel free to comment down below. Also, if you'd like to download this build, I will also leave a link for that in the description. Once again, I'd like to thank you for watching. I really appreciate your support and I'll see you next time. Bye!